Alright, YouTube. It is the greatest time of the year. Well, for me it used to be the greatest time of the year. But for most of you it is. NFL picks, week 1. Got my phone now, so I can do it off my phone. I don't have to write it down on that notebook anymore, even though I probably still will, just to have a reference of who I picked to win. But our first game is Thursday, September 4th. I've been doing this now about 2 years, because when I started YouTube, I only did about half of that season. So this is my basically 3rd year, but not quite, you know what I mean. But anyways, good luck to all your teams before I go any further, and hopefully we have another solid year of football. Thursday, September 4th is our first game, like I already stated. Packers at Seahawks, aka the NFL is calling it the rematch of the Fail Mary. Now, anybody that didn't see that game, most of you probably did, or even know about football and heard about it at least. One of the worst calls I've ever seen since I've been watching football. Well, one of them, but that had to be one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Green Bay won that game, everybody knows that. That was just a shit-ass, stupid mistake by them rookie referees that shouldn't even been there, you know. But anyways, it don't really matter at this point, because that's ancient history. Green Bay at Seattle, and currently Seattle's given 5 points. I'll tell you what, if this was at Lambeau Field, I'd have a different view on this. But honestly, I don't see Green Bay doing shit in this game. I really don't. I look at Seattle, the way they are at home, and the way that defense is, if it's anything like it was last year. I mean, I think it's safe to say at this point, without Aaron Rodgers, Packers are a 3-13 team, easily. So Aaron Rodgers is the only thing I see going for Green Bay in this game, and even that being said against that Seattle defense, that ain't going to matter. I look for them to get a bunch of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and I'm taking Seattle up to 5 points to cover and win the game outright. I just don't see Green Bay doing much in this game. Hopefully it's a good game, but I'm picking Seattle to win and taking the points. So there's that one. Now we're into Sunday, September 7th. New Orleans Saints at Atlanta Falcons. Currently, Atlanta's given 2 points. Now, this one I'm kind of on the fence about because it's a rivalry game and these games are always close. But I've had some Falcons fans tell me they'll be way better than what they were last year. I haven't watched the Falcons much, to tell you the truth. But I'm still taking New Orleans with 2 points to win the game outright. They always seem to have their way with Atlanta. Drew Brees is a good quarterback. This could be a really high-scoring game, to tell you the truth. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close. But I like the Saints with points and to win the game outright. So that's what I'm taking. Fucking rabbit out there. We get a lot of rabbits in our yard. Anyways, St. Louis Rams at home getting 5 points against Minnesota. Now, I'm sorry, am I the only one that feels like Sam Bradford's not that big of a loss to the Rams? I mean, St. Louis Rams fans, you gotta agree with me. What has Sam Bradford done for you besides get injured and waste your money and waste your roster space? He hasn't taken you to the playoffs. He hasn't done shit. You had one 8-8 season with them, or 2? Whatever the case may be, I'm sorry, I never thought Sam Bradford was worth shit. I never did. Because he always gets injured. Now he's getting injured 2 years in a row. He's off. The season is done. Sam Bradford's done. If I'm Jeff Fisher, you need to look for a new quarterback. Sean Hill's a good substitute, and I like him. I think he's kind of underrated, actually, because I've seen what he's done. I think he's a solid backup. I think he'll do the Rams well. So I'm taking the Rams, even with Sean Hill, with the 5 points to beat the Vikings, because quite frankly, the only thing the Vikings I see having is, yeah, they got Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Castle, and Christian Ponder. If they had it, Matt Castle will probably be the best point at this point because of the experience. And there's a rumor saying that Adrian Peterson wants to play for the Cowboys. Well, as far as playing for the Cowboys, I don't agree with. But for him leaving Minnesota, do you blame him? I mean, really? Do you blame him? For how talented he is? He ain't going nowhere with the Vikings. He can see that himself. Take the Rams to win the game with points. Browns at Steelers. The Steelers are given 5 points. And they're at Pittsburgh. I don't even know why I even bother picking this game, because I'm picking Pittsburgh all the way. You know, I don't get Cleveland, though. I got to make a comment on this. You draft Johnny Football Manziel, don't know much about him, but that's what everybody calls him, because he fucking rapes the television. Everybody rapes him on the television, because that's all you hear about. To now we're starting Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer, okay, had a couple good games. I thought he was way better than Brandon Weeden. I said that before. I don't say much. But, I don't get it. Why would you bring this guy in just to bench him? I don't get it. I don't get you, Cleveland. Are you trying to be worse than the Bengals? Because you're proving it right now. Anyways, taking the Steelers with 5 points easily. They should win that game by at least 10. Jacksonville, Philadelphia. Philadelphia is giving 11 points. I like the Eagles, but I like Jacksonville with the points. If they start Blake Bortles, I like Jacksonville with the points. Now, I heard there was a rumor they're starting Chad Henne. Another team I don't get. Chad Henne sucks. It's obvious. You're bringing a rookie quarterback in. Why wouldn't you give him a shot? You know what Chad Henne's made of. Dog shit. So, why? Whatever. If Chad Henne starts, the Eagles will win by at least 11 points. But if Blake Bortles is in, I like Jacksonville with that 11 points. I like the Eagles either way because Nick Foles to me is the real deal. But either way, take the Eagles to win either way. Raiders at Jets. The Jets are giving 4.5 points. Take the Jets with the 4.5 points. You start Matt Schaub Oakland, you're stupid. That's all I got to say. That Derek Carr, whatever it is, looked way better. Matt Schaub sucks. I've always said that. I've always said what he did in Houston was a fluke. That's all it was. And, yeah, I know you guys are going to think I'm a sorry-ass Texan hater because they beat the Bengals twice. No. Seriously. You played Andy Dalton in the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton known for choking in big fucking moments, you know. It don't mean much. They actually don't mean nothing. So, where the fuck are we here? I like the Jets, though, either way. Whether they start Schaub or they start Carr, though, I like what I've seen of him. But I'm taking the Jets either way to win the game. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Baltimore's giving 2.5. You know what? I just want to fly right past this game. I don't even want to talk about it. I've already told you what I think of Andy Dalton, Marvin Lewis, and Mike Brown. I really don't want to rant on it anymore. You know what? I hope Andy Dalton proves me wrong. I really do. I really hope he proves me wrong this year. But guys, it's hard for me to trust Andy Dalton right now. I just can't. We need to give A.J. McCarron a shot. I bet A.J. McCarron's in, but, well, no, he won't be in because Marvin Lewis. Dalton's his guy, you know. Marvin Lewis. Fuck. Take the Ravens to cover and possibly even win the game, but take them for sure to cover. Buffalo at Chicago. Chicago's getting 6.5 points. This is where one of my upsets is right now. E.J. Manuel and the Bills. Granted, they didn't look too good against Detroit last night. But I like E.J. Manuel and the Bills with the points for sure. I'm not sure they'll win the game, but I like them with the points at Chicago. I don't believe in Jay Cutler at all. That's another team. You give Jay Cutler a 7-year contract for what? For what? Josh McCown, the journeyman, played light years better than he did. I don't get it. Well, at least in Jay Cutler's defense, Marvin Lewis, he's gotten past the first round. Something that you can't say. So, but take the Bills with the points. I'll take the Bears to win, but I like the Bills in the upset here to take the points. Houston's getting 2.5 points against RG3 and the Texans. Or RG3 and the Redskins. The Texans are at home getting 2.5 points against RG3. They got Jay Gruden now. Good luck with that. That's all I can say. Believe me, you can have him. We want to get rid of Jay Gruden. His play calling was so fucking atrocious. Not making excuses for Andy Dalton, but Jay Gruden's play calling was some of the worst I've ever seen. I'm glad he's gone. That is Mike Zimmer. That sucks. That sucks. I forgot he was the head coach of the Vikings now. That Vikings could win the game because of that. I might have to take that pick back, but nah, I'll still take the Rams. But yes, Jay Gruden, you can have him. But in this game, I really don't care who wins this game. You know what? I'll take Washington because I don't see anything on Houston, really. To tell you the truth. Take Washington. Kansas City getting 5.5 points against the Tennessee Titans. You know, Kansas City has not looked too good this preseason. They actually looked pretty terrible, to tell you the truth. So I'm trying to figure out if Kansas City was just a fluke or they really are good. They're the real deal. Alex Smith and them. That heartbreaking loss they had at Indianapolis, a game that they clearly should have won. Tennessee Titans, I don't really see much on them. I only got probably Jake Locker, I think, and what the hell's his name? Chris Johnson. But I like Kansas City at home. I like Tennessee at the points, but I'll take Kansas City at home to win. New England Patriots getting 3.5 at the Miami Dolphins. Take the New England Patriots, obviously, hands down. Although the Dolphins, I think, will be very competitive this year in that division. Could even give New England a run for their money, to tell you the truth. But take the Patriots with Tom Brady. Carolina getting 2.5 at Tampa Bay. I like Josh McCown and the Bucs here, to tell you the truth. At Tampa Bay, I really do. If Josh McCown plays anything like he did in Chicago, I think he could beat the Panthers, to tell you the truth. Cam Newton, no. I tell you what. I don't know how to do this. They're getting 2.5 points. I'll take the Panthers with the points and to win the game, but I like the Buccaneers to be very competitive and possibly win. So take the Panthers in that game. God damn phone. San Francisco getting 3.5 points at Dallas. You might as well give them 30. I mean, Dallas sucks. I mean, I'm sorry. If their defense is anything like it was last year, and Tony Romo, who is not the full one to blame, I know everybody likes to point the finger at him in the snap, but San Francisco's defense is going to tear up Romo. They ain't going to be able to do shit. Colin Kaepernick's going to shred Dallas' defense. If it was anything like it was last year, take the Niners easily. Indianapolis getting Denver is at home giving Indianapolis 7 points. I like the Colts with 7 points, hands down. I don't think Denver's really recovered yet, and from my recognition, the Colts beat the Broncos last year, or whatever it was, when they had to face Peyton Manning for the first time. So I like the Colts definitely with points, but I like Denver at home to win. They're at Mile High Stadium. I think Denver, you know what, Peyton Manning, a great regular season performer. We can all concur to that, but when a big game comes, he's absolute shit. That's been proven time and time again. Seattle, you played Peyton Manning. I mean, if you played anybody else, you probably would have got beat. Or it would at least been a game. It wouldn't have been a blowout. Peyton Manning is the biggest choker in a big game. The New Orleans Saints won their first Super Bowl against Peyton Manning. The Seahawks won their first Super Bowl against Peyton Manning. I don't know how he beat the Bears. Well, he beat the Bears with Rex Grossman. I mean, you know, that don't say much. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer quarterback, obviously great, fantastic regular season performer. I would take him in a heartbeat. But in a big game, when it really counts, I honestly would take Andy Dalton over Peyton Manning. I'd have more faith in Dalton going into a big game than Peyton Manning. Just the way it is. Monday, September 8th, we got 2 games here. The Giants at the Lions. The Lions are a 4-point favorite in this game. I don't understand how that is, because of my personal opinion, Lions suck. And they have for a long time. I think Matt Stafford and them will keep it close. But the Giants are going to have a way better year than they did last year, in my opinion. They ain't going to start 0-6. Even if they did start 0-6, they damn near made the playoffs. I like the Giants to win this game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, though. 34-27. I think the Giants will beat them. Well, I'm positive Giants will beat them. And finally, San Diego at Arizona. Arizona is getting 3.5 points. I think the Arizona Cardinals can be very competitive. The only problem I see is Carson Palmer. Yeah, I don't see... You guys need a different quarterback. I think you need to go with Drew Stanton because Carson Palmer ain't going to get you nowhere. I mean, he just ain't going to do it. I would know more than anybody. So my conclusion that game, I think the Chargers will possibly win that game because of Carson Palmer. I think Carson Palmer will throw a couple of interceptions. I think he'll get pressured. And I think San Diego wins that game 21-14. So that's my picks. You notice I'm not wearing a Bengals shirt because I want to see how it goes. The Bengals are on the bench with me right now. I want to see how they do for the first couple games. Like I said, my expectations for them are surprisingly kind of low. Based off their schedule. I know I never got that out to you guys, and I apologize, but you guys can see it now by yourself. All I can do is hope for a good year. I don't know. But the rest of your teams, good luck to you. And I'll be back for week 2. And let's have a solid week of football.